Thoughts on CaitlinClark, late tennis legend Paul Sullivan, and more disappointing decisions from the NFL. A few things I care about. #CaitlinClark's extraordinary journey continues. She was selected as Time magazine's Athlete of the Year, a reward for every one of the measurable statistics that proved her amazing impact on our entire sports landscape. Television ratings, attendance records, endorsement contracts, a college career for the record books, a debut one season with a playoff appearance, and an all-star selection. She did it all in 2024. Impressive stuff. Just as impressive was reading Clark's reflection on her last 12 months, which she shared in an in-depth sit-down with Time's Gregory. Despite finding herself in the middle of controversies not of her own making, with conversations centered around race, sexism, resentment of her popularity, and awful behavior by her fans, Clark spent the season staying largely above the fray. In Time, she spoke more candidly than ever, including acknowledging her privilege as a white woman in a majority black league. "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege," said Clark. "A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing." Clark dismissed the idea that she felt targeted by fouls, such as those viral ones by Chennedy Carter or Dejanay Carrington, noting an important common denominator among those making assumptions. A lot of people that wanted to have opinions on what was happening probably didn't even watch half the games that they were trying to have a take on and hadn't supported the WNBA for a really long time, she said. "And I love this about being left off the Olympic team, a snub many thought should not have happened, if only for the extra eyeballs Clark would have brought. I don't want to be there, because I'm somebody that can bring attention. I love that for the game of women's basketball. But at the same time, I want to be there, because they think I'm good enough," she said. "I don't want to be some little person that is kind of dragged around for people to cheer about and only watch because I'm sitting on the bench. That whole narrative kind of upset me. Because that is not fair. It's disrespectful to the people that were on the team that had earned it and were really good, and it's also disrespectful to myself." Mostly, it was impressive to hear how Clark emerged from her longest year with joy for the game and respect for her peers. "You feel powerful. Instantly, everybody goes crazy," she said about what it feels like to hold a crowd in her thrall. "People are invested in the game, they love the game, and that's what makes it so fun for me. These people aren't supporting women's sports to check a box. It's going to be the new normal. Nothing but growth on the horizon, for herself, for the WNBA, and for all women. Personally, I'm just scratching the surface of what I can do and hopefully how I can change the world and impact people. There's also been so many people that are not involved in women's sports, that are just in the workforce or whatever they do, and they're just like, 'Thank you for what you do for women,'" Clark said. "I've heard that a million times." #Rest in peace Paul Sullivan, New England tennis legend who was 83 when he died December 7. The one-time mixed doubles partner of legend Billie Jean King won national indoor titles with King at the Winchester Lawn Tennis Club in 1966 and 1967, then an outdoor title with Patty Hogan in 1969 at Chestnut Hill's famed Longwood Cricket Club. Paul was funny, serious, and extremely creative, King said in a statement to the Globe. "Winning the mixed doubles at the US Indoor Nationals with him was so special. The more pressure there was, the better he played. He never minded when things got tight, and we had a lot of fun. He was a great partner and had a great family, and he was a great friend. The father of an outstanding athletic family, with children Todd, Sean, Alina, Ricardo, and Courtney starring at local high schools and colleges in tennis, hockey, baseball, and lacrosse. Sullivan graduated from Belmont High in 1959 and Harvard in 1963. A former No. 1 ranked junior, he competed professionally for more than 20 years, playing the likes of Don Budge, John Borg, and Arthur Ashe. Off the court, Sullivan was equally influential, founding Paul Sullivan Sportswear and inventing the first aluminum tennis racket, which later was sold as the Spalding Smasher.